All right, I made it to Woody Gap. That's what that sign says back there. And a really pretty view out this way. I got a picture of it. I'm waiting a few minutes here for a shuttle pickup to go to the hostel. So I made it the mileage, and I think there's a bathroom here, so I'm going to use that. Hi, babies. Did you see some of them have feathers on their feet?
On their feet?
Yeah, there's like this one.
Whoa.
And they'll get fluffier than that to the point where you can't even see the foot. They'll just look like little floofs.
Little furry slippers.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're my favorite. Like trying to nip it. The herding instinct. No, you're okay. The herding instinct is so strong. She's like afraid of it, but also trying to herd it at the same time. It's so cute. Get it, Jane. Tell her what to do. All right, update. It is Monday.
It is snowing.
I'm with Grace, and we're on top of...
What are we on?
Gooch? No.
No.
We passed Woody.
We passed Woody.
We passed Woody.
We don't know where we are.
We're on the mountain after Woody. And it just started snowing. It was 44 degrees when we got out of the car, like maybe 45 minutes ago. And we've had hail happening, and now it's snizzling, snowing. Just really cold. Grace and I decided we were going to slack pack today to about 6 miles, and the hostel is going to come pick us back up, and we get to stay there tonight. So we're super thankful, because otherwise we would be hiking in this and then sleeping in the cold tonight. It's supposed to get down to 20. So we did not want to do that. Hidden Pond has been amazing. We really appreciated everything they've done for us, and I've been taking some fun pictures of the stuff we've been doing there, so I'll share those with you guys too. Do you want to say anything, Grace?
We're out here.
We're making it happen.
We're making it happen. It's going.
We're getting the full AT experience
We're
today.
Here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
Or something. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, she struggles with cold toes.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about on the trail, but I'm again, that's why I'm in a hostel.
A slick rock got me my first day, and now I'm like scared of rocks.
Last night I was walking from the bathroom down to the house, and it was so wet that the stone slid.
Oh no!
So,
Yeah, that was that fall where I almost sprained my wrist
oh yeah.
with my trekking pole. So I don't use the wrist things anymore.
It's uneven.
Nothing is flat on this trail, don't you know that? Yeah, you don't really want to know how cold it is right now. Grace and I might be psychopaths.
A little bit.
We might have just...
Not fun.
My sister just said,
Site 3 fun.
my sister just said she can't imagine how cold it is here because of how warm it is in Florida right now. I kind of hate you.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about
We
it.
can't feel our fingers. Actually, it's really the wind is what's making this so cold. That it's literally, I don't know if you can see, it's like sleet, it's still sort of snizzling, but like it's sideways. It's coming at us horizontally, so we've called a shuttle. We're going back to the hostel, so we'll be back in a warm place with a warm shower and clean clothes again soon. Praise be is the right response to that. Okay, we made it back to our hostel here. There's now 14 people staying here tonight. We're in one room I think 12 of us are in one room together. But it is cold. The ice and the snow is coming down. It was 50 when we were talking about getting together to slackpack, and then 44 when we got dropped off, and it was 30 when we got picked up. So the temperature has been rapidly dropping, but we survived. Grace and I survived the cold by talking with each other and kept our spirits up. So we're back now and safe. I woke up this morning. I usually wake up around 5 to 6 sometime now. I'm not sleeping enough, but like I've ever slept enough. But I wake up because I'm hungry. And I am currently sitting in what is the bathroom. This is a shower and the toilet. They have like an outhouse. This is a very nice outhouse, but like a bathhouse. And the house is right there. Olivia doesn't open it until like a certain time, and it's 7:30, about 7:30 right now, and she opens at 8. So I can't stay in the bunkhouse and eat. So I'm sitting here on the floor in the bathroom eating, and then I know what's going to happen is I'm going to eat enough food, and then I'm going to get sleepy again and go back to the bunkhouse. So that's kind of my routine at the moment. So life of a hiker. Alright, it's Tuesday, March 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day. This is probably the closest thing to green I have. It's kind of more of a teal, but we'll say it counts, right? Maybe? I don't know. Got last night was a lot of people at Hidden Pond Hostel. It was the first time they've like maxed out their hostel before, actually. Really great group of people. I have some pictures of the group that I can share. And not everybody's even in that photo, but we were hanging out. Everybody went to sleep pretty early. And then we all split ways this morning. Probably a third of us or so maybe are slackpacking today and returning to the hostel. I'm one of those people, so I got dropped off at Neal's Gap today, and I'm working my way back to Girard Gap to get picked up. I'm hiking Blood Mountain today. This is the highest mountain in Georgia. My calves are still killing me. I keep thinking if I eat enough, if I do lower miles, they'll stop hurting, but I'm honestly wondering if I need a 0 to let them really recoup, because it's really painful for like the first couple miles. They do warm up eventually, but it takes a while and it's kind of torture. This is going to be extra hard today because it's I think it's 1,000 feet in elevation incline and then 1,500 down. And so the downs are okay. I don't have an issue with the downs. The ups kind of killer though, and there's no way to get away from it today, or really any day in Georgia, because all of this is just up and down and up and down. But I'm also like really struggling with like digestion and IBS symptoms, which is not ever something you want to deal with while you're trying to exercise. And definitely not something you want to deal with when you're exercising in the middle of nowhere in the woods. So without going into too much detail, I at home I would use something like Pepto-Bismol to help with that. I'm almost wondering if I need to go and take a somewhat steady dose of Imodium or something like that for this first couple weeks here as my body's adjusting. My body's just very confused about what it is exactly that I am doing to it. It does not approve, which I knew would happen, but really the digestive issues can significantly slow my pace and make my entire, like, I'm in a bad mood basically anytime that my digestion's not feeling good when I'm having to do this. So it really fully enhances the suck factor of doing every mile. So I also saw that I could potentially take psyllium husk powder, and that might help with having like more regular bowel movements and things like that, and that might help. So gotta look into that. Neil's Gap is really cool. It's got a full big outfitter right on the trail. I think it's like the largest. It has basically everything you would need to build a pack in it. I did look to see if they had any medications or anything like that that might help you, but I didn't see anything. I might talk to my hostel people and see if there's anything they can think of to help me. And potentially I will have to get a shuttle back to Neil's Gap tomorrow. Tonight will be my last night at the hostel, so I will have to shuttle to Neil's Gap. I might see if I can get that shuttle to also stop me by somewhere where I could get something that has psyllium husk in it, because it's not life-threatening, but it's definitely putting a pretty big damper on my hike. Because of the situation I'm in, I'm losing a lot of fluids, and so I'm already sweating a lot and losing fluids that way, but I'm having a really hard time staying hydrated, which means I'm feeling like tired and lightheaded and more likely to feel cramps and soreness and things like that. So it's really not helping with me recovering, and I really can feel the difference. Like when I'm going through sort of a bad episode, I feel really weak. I don't feel the same. I don't feel like doing anything really. So I'm just trying to embrace the suck, and hopefully I can get up Blood Mountain and over to Gerard Gap here in about 6 miles. So if I can do it in 6 hours, I'll be happy with that. And hopefully can do that without any horrible incidents. So I would like to be a little bit faster than that, but until I can get this whole gut situation figured out and figure out what is the right type of foods I need to be eating and things like that, or maybe just my body needs to adjust, lower miles and having to stop more and not taxing my system too much is kind of the way that I'm going. So not my happiest update, I suppose, but I am happy to be climbing Blood Mountain today. It is a very clear and beautiful day here. There's still ice on the ground from yesterday's ice capades and our slack pack through the middle of that, but it is all melting. It's technically above freezing. I think it's in the 40s, low 40s right now, so it's chilly, but the trail's clear. It's a little muddy in some places, but that's to be expected, and it is much better than yesterday. So hopefully I'm gonna get going here, get my body warmed up, get moving at a good enough pace. I'll be warm, and just keep moving along. I'll see if I can maybe get a clip or take some pictures at the top. Wow, so I made it to the top of Blood Mountain. It is honestly probably the best weather I've had so far on any of my hiking days, and it's a little crisp up here. Not gonna lie, my nose is probably cold or red from the cold, but really, really beautiful. Oh man, it's making me glad I did the 6 miles today for sure. This is probably so beautiful when all the trees are green too, but wow, like you can just see so far into the distance right now. Even off on the furthest horizons over here, you can see some peaks. That's just crazy. Okay, just came down from the summit, doing my descent back to Girard. I was able to get a text to Olivia, who runs the hostel, and ask if by any chance her or her partner Mark could run to Walmart to get me some psyllium husk pills, and I think they're going to do that for me to help with my digestive distress. So that is literally amazing. Olivia and Mark have both been amazing for the last 2 days. They made sure that everyone is taken care of and fed and cared for, and they've got great resupply options at the hostel for hikers, and it's just, it's really nice to know you've got people helping you and supporting you along the way when you're struggling. So honestly, just knowing I have maybe something to help me when I get back to the hostel has already made my day infinitely better. And this day has been cold, but so beautiful. The views are just absolutely amazing from here. I could not stay on Blood Mountain in the shelter. I took some pictures of it because I do not have a bear canister. I have a feeling it would have been really cold anyway, in the time frame that I would have been up here, so I don't know if I would have wanted to, but that is a really cool shelter. And the privy has an amazing view too, so not while you're in it, but like right after you step out of it or as you walk up to it, that view is also amazing. So it's a really neat spot to come. This is a great little day hike that somebody could do. Give yourself like an afternoon and come up and do this, or down and do this. And I got to hike with a family of 4 and a friend for my hike up, and that was really great to just chat with some people who are here on a day hike. Honestly, they're super nice and kind to me, so Sean makes fun of me because my husband, because he knew I was going to come out here and make a lot of friends, but really it's so easy. Like, people are just so nice and friendly. You don't even have to try, and they're just willing to help you and do whatever they can to make sure that you have what you need. And everybody, the questions that people ask is interesting, and getting to share a little bit about what I'm doing and hearing people be like, some of them fully understand what it is that I'm doing, some of them don't, but to see their reactions and kind of, I don't know, share a little bit about the potential for someone to do something like this if it's not something they were aware you could do, or they didn't know that through hiking was a thing. So just being able to share this experience with people along the way who aren't even through hikers has honestly been super rewarding and fun so far. So looking forward to that. And oh, I just want to get down this mountain, get my shower, get my clothes washed again, because I've been living the bougie lifestyle the last couple days. Get all my stuff charged. I'm still doing pretty good on food, but I probably will buy some snack items from the resupply. If I don't get everything there, they have tons of stuff at Neil's Gap, so I'll do that. Okay, coming at you. March 18th. I am still here at Hidden Pond Hostel. I am the only one left. Everybody left this morning officially. The really bad cold and rain has passed. It is still a little chilly, but manageable, very manageable. So I'm here. I decided to take a 0 because of the digestive issues that I was having. We're gonna go into town now and get some medicine for me and run some errands. And I took a nice long nap a little bit ago. We watched some updates from some people who are vlogging, including the Jones family. They just released their first video. So hoping we can get some medicine in me, help me feel a little better. Had another friend out here on the trail who has used psyllium husk powder in the past, and so that works really well for them, just to keep them more regular. And I very much would appreciate that. So we're going to try that first. And then my mother-in-law has her husband, I guess my stepfather-in-law, he has had issues with, was diagnosed with cancer. And so he was going through treatments, and he had different digestive issues and stuff during that, and she recommended something else to me. So if the psyllium husk doesn't do the trick, that'll be the next thing that I do. Oh, I probably should have showed the bunkhouse. Let me go show it real quick. So we've got a porch out here. This is where we can do some cooking and stuff, and we keep our shoes. This is the bunk room. There's 2 bunks up in this loft. Very nice and warm, even in the last couple nights. And then we put our packs out here in a cabinet. So I'm sorry if I'm spinning y'all around. I'm the only pack in here, but I gotta grab my wallet since we're going to town. Is there anything else I need to update you guys on? I think tomorrow I'll be getting dropped off at Neil's Gap and starting back up again. I definitely needed the rest today. I feel a lot better. Just getting my nap in, and hopefully can get to bed early, get up, eat some breakfast. And I think I set up with Sean, I'm gonna do something like 6 miles, 5 miles, 7 miles to get to Hiawassee, something like that. So those are the kind of stops making sense. But all right, we're going to town. Got the dogs with us. Talk to you guys later. All right, it is currently a little bit after midnight on my 0 day. I really am glad that I took this day, although I can very much admit that I was giving myself a hard time even through this morning, as everybody was leaving and getting on their hikes today, that wasn't taking zeros. It was really hard to not want to also get on trail. It's just me tonight in the bunkhouse, so I'm just hanging out here and wanted to do a wrap up of my first week. I think the way that I'm going to do these videos, at least for the long form versions on YouTube, is to do maybe like a weekly video. And I'll do maybe some shorts on Instagram and Facebook, since those have more of a time limit. But I'll do long form content on YouTube. So this is about a weekend. I think today was technically day 8. I really am glad I took the 0 today. Digestive issues feel a lot better today. So definitely glad at least I gave my body a break. I was able to get some medication that I needed that will help hopefully kind of keep things more regular and easy for me as far as that goes. Thanks to Olivia and Mark at the Hidden Pond Hostel for letting me go run errands with them today. They needed some stuff for the hostel, and we were also able to stop by Walmart, and I could grab some things. So tomorrow, I've got all my stuff on the bunk next to me. My pack is still out in the storage, but I need to get myself collected in the morning and get ready to head out. I'm going to start the next stretch to get to Hiawassee. I don't have crazy miles I need to do tomorrow. Should wake up around 8, but let's maybe recap instead of talking about tomorrow and next, kind of going into next week's video. Just kind of recapping this week. It's actually been more than a week. It's been like a week and a half, but only a week of days on the trail. So, because of my work week that I had to go back home for. It's been more physically demanding than I thought. I really felt like my training was going to help prepare me more for this, so I have been very surprised at how sore that I am. However, I will say that I can already feel like it's getting a little bit easier, which is good. It really did help to slack pack. I didn't really lower my daily mileage until today when I did my 0, but I slack packed with less weight, and that made a big difference. Highly recommend doing that, whether it's through Hidden Pond Hostel or another hostel if you have that as an option, especially here at the beginning of the trail if you're through hiking, because your body's still adjusting, and there's going to be plenty of days to suffer to come, so don't need to add that. So if you can financially afford to stay in a hostel for a few days, I can definitely recommend to do that. There's some gear items that I still feel like I need to tweak. I get to go back to Neil's Gap tomorrow, so maybe I can swap some of those things out. I emotionally definitely, I feel like I prepared well for this, like mentally. I think the training that I did to help prep me physically actually might have helped me train more mentally, at least. So even though I'm still kind of struggling with being sore and maybe not feeling as ready as I thought I might be, I actually am grateful I did the training just for the mental aspect. So I'm able to understand that when I'm feeling the lows and, you know, feeling tired, not feeling like I want to do it anymore, that is a temporary feeling and that it will go away. That's especially important, like if my digestion's off, that I've known that that's something that is temporary also and it's going to go away. and there's always something that I can do to improve that. At no point have I really felt like I wanted to quit at all. If anything, I feel even more invested in wanting to see my through hike all the way through and get to the end. But it's definitely more real after you've done like a full week on the trail, and it's more real in the last few days, because at least the first few days I knew I was going to be going back home for 5 days, so it hits a little bit differently when you realize that you are going to be gone for an extended period of time. I don't really have a set date on the next time that I'm going to see my husband at this point, so you know, that just that alone kind of made it really hard to want to leave home. I did end up getting kind of like emotional and crying. Sean and I were leaving the house, and he told me to say goodbye to the cats, and in saying goodbye to the cats and giving them hugs, which I'm sure that they didn't register anything for them, but for me it was hard because I wasn't sure when I was going to see them again, and that's kind of that made me emotional, brought some tears to my eyes. So by the time I actually started the trail the next day, I had kind of, those feelings had kind of passed, and I was more focused on getting started. But definitely difficult to leave home. My parents are very close to me at home, and they live near me, and we do a lot of things together. My parents are basically my friends. My mom's my best friend and one of my best friends, so we spend a lot of time together. And I know that being away, we were away for 6 months last year traveling in our travel trailer, and we got to see them like 2 or 3 times during that trip. That I might not even see them that much this year doing this trail, so and I might even be gone a little bit longer. It's just hard. It's hard on me, it's hard on my family for me to be gone, so that was definitely difficult to take those initial steps of actually like getting in the car and driving away. But I have felt pretty good on trail. I haven't felt in the hostels and everything. I'm right here in the middle of the bubble, so we're surrounded by people, surrounded by hikers. Definitely not too many situations where you're alone enough to really feel lonely. So I haven't felt too homesick yet, but of course I always miss my husband and my family and my fur babies. I think that's where I'll leave this week 1 vlog in kind of summary. I'm really looking forward to this next section, to Hiawassee, and hoping that my body feels even stronger and starting to acclimate a little bit more, hoping that my digestive issues have kind of resolved themselves and that I find a solution here that works. Hoping that I can feel okay with the fact that like I took a 0 today and not let that get in my head. There's a lot of hikers who hike faster than me. I basically hike about 1 mile an hour, which is definitely on the slower side. That is including like taking my breaks and things like that. So I'm definitely hiking at a faster pace than that when I'm moving. But I'm having to take a lot of breaks on my uphills, and then I'm having, I'll stop every hour or so maybe, and do a longer break. So just between the terrain and, stopping here and there throughout the hiking that I'm doing, it is taking me a little bit longer. So I think I just need to keep in mind that everything's kind of relative and it's not a race. There's a lot of hikers who don't have the choice of taking it slow like I do, so this is really a privilege to be able to take it slow and experience the trail in a way that others might not be able to. I don't have to be back for school starting in the fall. I don't have to be back for a contract starting or something like that. I've given myself 8 months, which is plenty of time to do this. And I've also, given myself like a pretty flexible budget to work with. So I have the ability to do things like stay an extra night and 0 in a hostel. And I just have to keep that in mind when I have different hikers around me that feel like they need to push faster or don't want to spend another night in a hostel. It's something I'm very grateful for, and I definitely feel privileged to be able to do, but I have to keep in mind that my experience can be different than others because of that. And then I just hope I continue to meet other hikers and new people, everybody that I met over the last couple of days here at Hidden Pond while we were all working through the the cold weather together. Most of us were slackpacking. I'm just really grateful for everybody that I've met so far. Everyone has been so kind and awesome. You put 13 or 14 strangers into a room together. You never really know what's going to happen, but everyone has truly, honestly been amazing. And really glad I get to be part of this class of thru hikers this year. And I hope that if I don't see them all again because they are faster than me, that they get there or they get what they felt like they needed out of this hike. And that those that really want to complete this and finish this are able to, and that I see them again, potentially down the trail somewhere. Maybe it might be trail days or something like that, but looking forward to that. Yeah, it's been a really great experience. It's crazy that it's only been really a week on trail because it feels like I've been out here a lot longer than that. So I will close this out here. Week 1, I would say, it has some notes. It could have been better, but learned a ton already. And I know I will continue to learn and develop and fine-tune everything that I need to in order to make this successful. But just so thankful that I can do this and be out here. And then just again, thanks to Hidden Pond, who really made the last few days so helpful. Olivia and Mark were amazing. They provided dinner and breakfast most days when they don't technically have to. And they did a great job of shuttling everybody to all the different places that we need to go to do our slack packing. I mean, they took me today to shopping with them so that I could get what I needed at Walmart. They've just really gone above and beyond to make sure that every hiker's taken care of. And Olivia in particular really works hard to make sure that all of the hikers that come to her hostel are well taken care of. So super thankful to have been able to stay here and just looking forward to this next week of hiking. As I go to Hiawassee and then kind of work my way up to Unicoi. Night, guys.